Good evening. This is Pong Fiction Awards Talk, a series where we follow the goings-on of the Hollywood Awards season, 24/7, 365 days of the year. This will include predictions, analysis, post-show thoughts, looks at the nominations, the winners, the whole shebang. All of this is done from the hub of my glorious bed and with the company of my sleeping puppy, Iro. Now, unfortunately, Iro couldn't be with us tonight as he's relegated to another room in the house. So it's a bit of an L. But I guess he's made his choice. He has chosen death. But, you know, that's just unlucky for him, isn't it? My nose. Oh, I've got this eczema on both my arms. Not helping me out, really, but oh well. Alright, lads. Oh. Beep bop boop boop. Booda boop down. Okay. Hello, lads. Alright, lads. Okay. And in this episode of the podcast, what am I doing? Why am I scratching that? Oh my god. Oh, my nose. Okay. Good evening. This is Pong Fiction Awards Talk, a series where we restart the intro once again. 3, 2, 1. Good evening. This is Pong Fiction Awards Talk, a.k.a. In Bed with Nick, a special series where we take a deep dive into the goings-on of the Hollywood Awards season, 24/7, 365 days of the year, including analysis, predictions, post-show thoughts, pre-show thoughts, nominations, unpacking, winners in unpacking, all that good shit. All from the comfort of my glorious bed and in the company of my sleeping puppy, Iro, who could not be with us this evening. Was chosen a different bed to sleep on, which he will be indefinitely now. sleeping because I've disowned him. He has chosen death. Oh my God. I have really bad eczema on my arms and I can't stop itching them. Put some oil on it. Put some weird ass eczema oil on it, and it was going so well, and then I just started ripping it and started scratching it. So it's never good, is it? No, never good. So, oh, my nose. Sorry. Okay, back to what I was doing. In this episode of the podcast, well, first of all, I'm your host, Nick, joined by Nick. And in this episode of the podcast, in this episode of In Bed with Nick, we'll be having a look at the drama supporting and guest acting races. In my opinion, the most chaotic of the bunch by any shape or form. So, for this, we'll be using Gold Derby, as I brought up many times before. Gold Derby's the hub for all of predictions that I'll be using. You can go and make your own predictions. You can just make a free account. It's good stuff. Lots of fun. You can battle off against me and try to win. Emphasis on the try, obviously, because you're trash and you know nothing compared to me. I am a god. So, yeah. Let's go to my predictions. Alright, so we'll be starting off with supporting actress. I'm obviously going to go through the medium of... We'll be comparing Gold Derby's leaderboard with my leaderboard. There's obviously 8 spots for both supporting categories due to the new Emmy voting system. Clocking at number 1 is Helena Bonham Carter for The Crown. Now, Helena Bonham Carter doesn't actually have Helena Bonham Carter doesn't actually have an Emmy, so this could be the chance for the Emmys to finally reward Television Academy to reward her. She's meant to be the standout in this season of The Crown. She plays Princess Margaret. Apparently she's not in it a whole lot, so it is definitely a classic supporting performance. Flashy. And she's Helena Bonham Carter. If you've seen her in anything, you know she's fully committed. And she's going to give a bang-in performance. She's the safe bet at the moment. She's got the highest chance of getting nominated. Just because it's The Crown, and the Television Academy loves The Crown, whether it gets 20% on Rotten Tomatoes or 100. And it's never really gotten critically panned. Good for the most part, so I guess that's not really a problem, so I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, I have her at number 1 as well, just for those reasons: The Crown support, her caliber, her flashy supporting type role, and that she has a huge wale. I've seen it, mate. It is elephant territory. She doesn't like to talk about it though in public. A bit sensitive. Anyway, moving swiftly on to number 2 on our leaderboard is Julia Garner for Ozark, the winner for last year's supporting actress category. She beat out all 5 Game of Thrones supporting actresses. Not to say that was both hard or easy. Obviously, the more co-stars that one has to compete against, the harder it is for them to win. So in that sense, Julia Garner was helped through the sheer number of nominees, but then again, Sophie Turner was never winning. I guess, yeah, no, that's not a valid argument. I think Sophie Turner was the only one who really couldn't have won. So yeah, Julia Garner's was a standout of last season of Ozark, in my opinion. Haven't seen the third season. I'm sure she's much of the same. But there wasn't much competition last year in drama, so that's why I don't have her at second. I only have her at third, because there's another actress that I think has a better chance of getting nominated, despite the show's weaknesses, and that is Miss Meryl Streep. In my opinion, she gave the best supporting performance of the year. On the drama side, she's Siri as the Perry's mom in Big Little Lies. So kudos to Miyazaki. And yeah. Kudos to Miyazaki. So I believe she has a high chance of getting in, despite the show's flaws. The Meryl Streep factor, the greatest female actress to walk the earth in the modern era. Just saved my ass there for the Katharine Hepburn lovers. And she's turned to TV, and we all love that. Everyone watched her because, HBO's most watched show. She didn't get in at any of the precursors. Well, actually, no, she did. She missed out at SAG, which was a weird thing, but that doesn't mean that she's not going to get nominated. She's won an Emmy. The Television Academy will recognise her, no doubt, and she has a very good shot at winning. So yeah, that's why I have her at second. Coming in at number 4 on Gold Derby's odds is Laura Dern for Big Little Lies again. Now, Laura Dern, of course, was the previous winner in this category, except in limited series for the same show for the first season. She had an even better role in the second season. She was loud, she was meme-worthy, a better version of her in Marriage Story. Subtle stab right in the sphincter, but, I think that the Academy will be wanting to reward Meryl for her efforts, as they've already rewarded Laura for hers with this same character. So I actually don't have her getting in, especially because she just won the Oscar. I feel like Television Academy will be like, you've had your time in the sun, now let the others get in. Now, it's an interesting ideology, but one that I'm going to stick to just for this category, because obviously my strategies contradict each other constantly, because I am a retard, a very seasoned veteran retard. So don't you forget that when you think to yourself, hey, didn't you just say the opposite thing 5 seconds ago? I probably did, okay? But the difference between me and you is that I'm going to predict 100% and you're not. So you can shut up. So that's why I don't have her in. I feel like it could also work the other way with like the Olivia Colman factor, with her getting nominated, but Olivia Colman didn't end up winning when she very much could have. So in that sense, probably helps my argument. Okay. Coming at number 5 5 on Gold Derby's of it is Sarah Snook, the daughter in Roy Star, whatever it is in Succession. Roy Starco, that's it. She's Australian, she's standout, she's crack-a-lackin', she's redhead, she's searing, she's intimidating, she's funny, she's the best. And the HBO did a good thing putting her in supporting, because I think she's a surefire lock. We'll just have to see how the acting branch reacts to Succession in the Television Academy. So yeah, we could just see on nominations morning that no one from Succession gets in the acting branch. Or we could see loads. Feel like it'll be one of those two ways. I feel like there'll be no centre ground. So I've got it expanding just because of the show's support in the industry, but that could be wrong. But I have her in at number 4, and I think she's a lock. Just considering the show's calibre, her performance, her being a part of the main family, and her being Australian, because I'm a nationalist. Coming in number 6 is Tandy Newton for Westworld. She obviously won 2 years ago when she was last eligible. Didn't have as much to do this season compared to some of her co-stars, which I'll get to in shortly. But she is a lovable person, a lovable character. She's funny, she's deep, she's heartfelt. So even though the quality of Westworld season maybe wasn't as good, they might just still tick her off because it's Tandy Newton. Who doesn't love Tandy Newton? But yeah, she definitely doesn't have the material that we're probably looking for, that she had in season 2. Coming at that's why I have her at my number 7. I still have her getting in, but not very sure about it. Coming number 7 is Janet McTeer for Ozark. She plays one of those, informants. I don't know whether that's the right word. Anyway, apparently she gets tortured in the 3rd season, so that's just a lock. You want to see someone getting tortured, crying, looking distressed, so you can feel better about yourself watching it. Sounds dark, but it's just the way it is. Janet McTeer is also a vet, very respected, so she's getting in, considering the pedigree of Ozark from its 3rd season. It's bold, could not happen, might not happen, but I'd just bank that it will. Now, coming in, that's why I have her at number 5, because I think she's nearly a lock. Coming in number 8 on Gold Derby's odds is Rhea Seehorn. This is the most interesting one because Rhea Seehorn has never gotten in. Every time we predicted it to get in, she doesn't. So do we stop trying, or do we keep going? We always keep going, don't we? And something that was promising was that she got in at TCA. So that's something. So we are Leicester. She got in at TCA in individual achievements, so not even in a supporting role. But yet again, it's critics, and the critics love Better Call Saul, so that's not a surprise at all. But yeah, so I have her getting in. I have her at number 6, just because probably a bit more of an emotional thing, but also have the evidence to back it up with TCA, and just the critical quality of that show. She's the standout this season, so let's hope that she finally gets rewarded. And out for The Handmaid's Tale. I don't have to keep making this argument for The Handmaid's Tale. And out Yvonne Strahovski, whoever else wants to get in the supporting. I'm not putting you in, because if I don't have Elizabeth Moss in, I don't have you in. Especially because this is more crowded than the actual lead actress race. 8 slots might help them. They both might just get in. I only see both of them getting in, not just one. Although if there was just going to be one, I think it would be Endowed, just because of her name. But yeah, The Darkness, wanting to jump off a bridge, and consider how bad we are as a society right now is probably not the best stuff that you want to be chucking on Hulu every Tuesday 6:30. So that's why I don't have any of them in. Coming number 10 is Cynthia Erivo for The Outsider. She was the standout for The Outsider. She's intricately played, very sensitively played. Very layered performance from Cynthia Erivo, who we know now is just flawless as an actress. So definitely wouldn't be surprised if she gets in. Yeah, she was the standout, and the 8 slots will definitely help her. This could be a way that the Television Academy throws a bone at The Outsider. We don't know. But I don't have her in just because I'm not predicting The Outsider in any other category, so it'd be kind of stupid to just get it in for supporting, in my opinion. Okay, number 11, Gugu and Butter Raw. I could definitely see it happening. Just if the morning show is just like dominant on nominations morning, could blow everyone out of the water, especially because her performance was so good towards the end of the series. If they get that far, then cool.
Of context, I'm usually just speaking out of my ass as it is about 2 a.m. in the morning and I have blurred vision. All right, stay beautiful.
But also the morning show could be just completely shut out, so we never know. Critical acclaim could play a big part, as I said before. So we don't know. J. Cameron Smith for Succession. Sorry, J. Smith Cameron. Now, I had her in as my Sian Clifford pick. Those of you who remember, Sian Clifford, who played Claire in Fleabag, was a very loved character, but obviously her name wasn't very well known, so no one predicted her, and then she ended up getting nominated because of the nomination sort of system. So, J. Smith Cameron plays a great character, who's funny, witty, and dramatic. Even though she's quite a supporting performance, could be enough. Yeah, she could be that Sian Clifford, but I don't know. We'll have to see how the Succession fares in acting. Susan Kelechi Watson for This Is Us. Again, I've got no clue about it. This Is Us could get in. Wouldn't be surprised. Although she didn't get in last year, so it's a bit concerning. Fiona Shaw for Killing Eve, she got in last year. Depending on the support for Killing Eve, if it gets in for series, Fiona Shaw is probably the most, the least likely to happen. Millie Bobby Brown probably the least likely to happen. So we'll be able to carry Fiona Shaw, and I think she's probably the most unstable pick of anything to do with Killing Eve. So we'll see how that goes. Millie Bobby Brown for Stranger Things, she's just being dropped there are better performances now. Her performance in season 1 and 2 were great. In season 3, it's just like a normal young human, so she's not getting in. Angelica, I suppose, no. Outlander, no. Holly Hunter for Succession could be just another classic. Chrissy Metz, no. Zoe Kravitz, no. So I have Tessa Thompson as my last one. This is my least confident, but just because of her selected episodes for Westworld, like we saw with Ed Harris 2 years ago, they might mean more than you think. And to have her own episode, Tessa Thompson's character, could be something that works in the favour. So, yeah. That's that. No one else can really get in for anything. Yeah, no. Okay, so my things. My predictions are as follows. Supporting actress, Helena Bonham Carter, The Crown, Meryl Streep, Big Little Lies, Julia Garner, Ozark, Sarah Snook, Succession, Janet McTeer, Ozark, Ray Seahorn, Better Call Saul, Thandie Newton, Westworld, and Tessa Thompson, Westworld. Okay, let's go into drama actor. Right. Jonathan Banks should have won for his first season of Better Call Saul. He was primed and then got stolen by Mandy Patinkin for some reason. I've got no clue. And he's just been getting nominated time and time again ever since then. So he's going to get nominated. Even if the show somehow missed or Balbone get missed, he would still get in. Just because the support for that show is there. So yeah. That's why I have him at number 1, because he has the highest chance of getting nominated. Second highest chance of getting nominated, I believe, is Billy Crudup for The Morning Show. He won the Critics' Choice. He plays a flamboyant, flashy character who's enticing to watch, and that's all that needs to be said. Even if The Morning Show misses, he'll be getting in. Just because that performance is very comeback-worthy for Billy Crudup. Coming number 3 is Kieran Culkin for Succession. He's obviously plays Roman Roy, the most flashy and witty sibling of the Roy family. He's one of my favourite characters because he's funny and he knows how to both darken a room and lighten a room just through like staring, but also through hilarious dialogue. So I see a layered portrayal there. Yeah. So that's why I have Kieran Culkin for Succession, for those reasons that I just stated. But I have him at number 4, and that's just because the instability of whether Succession is actually going to get any acting nominations from the acting branch leaves me not as confident as someone like Tom Peltry, who I have at number 3. Guy just came from daytime television, stars as Laura Linney's brother. Apparently he's great, and a lock, so that's why I have him at number 3. Bradley Whitford for The Handmaid's Tale, again. Handmaid's Tale, not happening in my eyes, so I don't have him. David Harbour for Stranger Things. Look, he was maintained at SAG, so that's a very big thing, especially for a supporting player. Missed Critics' Choice, so he's slowly dropping off, as well as the show's prestige. So possibly we could see him miss out, and that's why I don't have him in, because I've got a shit ton of others taking his spot who deserve it more, so I could just change it out for him at the last minute. But at the moment I don't have him in just because of the show's drop off. Yeah. Now, what's the next one? Matthew McFadden for Succession. Again, he'd be a good partner, like a good compare nomination to Kieran Culkin. And yeah, we're just banking on the fact that Succession doesn't get fucked over by the acting branch. And that's why I have him at number 6. Because obviously Kieran Culkin could just get in by himself. But if they really do want to expand, they could get people like Michael McFadden in, like Nicholas Braun in, like the Pope. So in that respect, that's why I have Matthew McFadden. He also plays one of the most humane characters in the story, whereas everyone else is quite animalistic. Of course, he resorts to animalism, but in just everyday conversation, this occurs. Mandy Patinkin for Homeland. I asked my parents this tonight in preparation just to get a layman's referral, and when I asked them, what do you reckon, how good was the final season, they said it was one of the best. Whether they know what they're talking about or not, I'm going to take their word for it, and I think that is going to bolster people like Mandy Patinkin back into the race. I think he has the highest chance of even if the show doesn't get in, just him to get in, just because of his such great reputation with that role, and it made him an icon. Obviously, he's not in anything else, but, it's defined him as an actor, I guess. Don't know why I'm going off on that tangent. Coming at number 9, that's why I have Mandy Patinkin at number 8, because I think he could just sneak in like the slippery fucker he is, a bit like a Ty Burrell. Then number 9, we've got Josh O'Connor for The Crown. He's too young, despite the support from the Television Academy. He's still too young, so I don't think he's getting in just because of age, literally. Giancarlo Esposito, number 10. I have him at number 5 because he got in last year, which was the hardest hurdle. So now that there is recognition for that role, he will get in, especially considering the caliber of Better Call Saul's 5th season. I just hope that they do blow up with more actors besides just Jonathan Banks and Bob Odenkirk. So I have Giancarlo at 5th because I'm not 100% confident, but I'm quite confident in the fact that he'll be campaigning himself and making himself aware, making people aware of what he's doing with his films. So I think this will help Giancarlo get a nomination. Now, coming at number 11 is Jeffrey Wright for Westworld. Now, Jeffrey Wright has been a prominent part of Westworld since its premiere, achieving both a Emmy nomination for lead and supporting. Theoretically, putting him in supporting would give him a better chance, but he doesn't have much to do in season 3, so if voters actually watched a couple of episodes, they'd realise that he does nothing, so that could hurt him or hinder him, depending on how they like the game itself. So, yeah, it's always tough to predict those things. So I don't have him in. Nicholas Braun, as I said, he could be the Anthony Carrigan for Barry, where all 3 of them just get in. Outlander, no. Good Fight, no. This Is Us, Chris Sullivan got in last year. Depending on how This Is Us goes, could potentially get in. Joseph Fiennes for Handmaid's Tale, as I said, nope. Mark Duplass for The Morning Show, that's someone you could Mark Duplass, The Morning Show, and Tony Dalton from Better Call Saul. You should probably watch out for those two, just because they're in big shows, and they're also big people in big shows, so they might want to advertise that or pay you to use like Coke or whatever. So, yeah. Mark Duplass is a phenomenal actor. I would work with him on anything, just from watching and reading, of course. Yeah, so that was cool. So let's move on to, or just quickly, Dacre Montgomery could somehow get in, but someone that I did dismiss was Ed Harris, at number 26. He had another solo episode that could help him with the mental ward thing. I feel like that's a very laid performance, almost like Janet's in The Good Place, which got in for writing but not for acting, which is weird as well. Not that Charlie would want to get in there, because that's kind of weird as well, and like totally not okay if a girl's in there to open the door. But yeah, Dacre Montgomery could get in. Asante Black for This Is Us could get in. Michael Mando for Better Call Saul. Like, just these little guys within the big shows. They could all... Some of them could get in. But, yeah. That's all I've got for acting. For supporting actor, sorry. So we got Jonathan Banks, Better Call Saul, Billy Crudup, The Morning Show, Tom Pelphrey, Ozark, Kieran Culkin, Succession, Giancarlo Esposito, Better Call Saul, Matthew McFadden, just Matthew McFadden, Ed Harris, just Ed Harris, and me, just me. Okay. Alright. Guest. You want to be my guest? Okay, guest categories are always a fuckfest. It's where everyone loses all their points. I can give you 4 shortfires actually, that will get nominated for drama actress in the guest roles. Cicely Tyson, she's 95. Of course they're going to give it to her. She's got nominated every other year, and she hasn't won an Emmy in ages, obviously, because she's old as fuck. Alex Bledel for The Handmaid's Tale, she gets in all the time. She could win. I think she won one year. She flirts in and out of supporting and guest, so she'd always get in regardless. Sherry Jones for Succession. She's a very good character actress that appears in 1 or 2 episodes of TV and absolutely blazes it. And Merritt Weaver does... Nope, not Merritt Weaver. Sherry Jones does just this in Succession. Playing the British Empress or whatever. So that was cool. What did I just say? The Emperor. Oh god. What was I gonna say? Cherry Jones. Oh, I don't know. Well, Cherry Jones is a very good character actress. She does very good flashy roles on, like, guest roles on TV shows, and she will probably get paid for it, so cool. Gets her to make a living. She plays the British wife of Logan Roy, so quite a big thing. I think, oh god, maybe I got that wrong. Felicia Rashad for This Is Us. Don't know what she does, but she gets in every year, so you'd be stupid not to put her in this year. I have Cicely Tyson at 1, Bledel at 2, Sherry Jones at 3, Felicia Rashad at 5, just because I think Jane LaPointe, who plays someone in The Crown, someone famous, The Crown has more support for that, but not necessarily the recommended zone that my physio gave me. So yeah, that was a bit close. So yeah, one more, and that is Laverne Cox for Orange is the New Black. She's got in even when the show hasn't even gotten close as a drama series, just because she's got good dramatic chops, the old Zendaya. So yeah. Cool. Beans. I think Harriet Walter could also have a good shot of getting in for Succession, just because she's plays like a family member, and she has quite a good scene with Jeremy Strong's character, so could be something there. But other than that, there's not much. Mindy Kaling in the morning show, not going to happen. Julian Margulies, yada yada yada. Yeah, that's about it. Maybe for Black Mirror, like Miley Cyrus or something, but other than that, no. Okay, so my list again: Cicely Tyson, Alex Bledel, Sherry Jones, Chandler Potter, Felicia Rashad, and Laverne Cox. Because again, Laverne Cox got even when its drama show wasn't even recognised. So yeah, pretty sick, eh? Alright, let's move on to comedy guest actor. Ron Cephas Jones, Andrew Scott, Charles Dance, Jason Bateman. I would say those four are locks, especially the top three. Ron Cephas, Andrew Scott, Charles Dance, Jason Bateman. We don't know with The Outsider how that's going to perform, but The Crown is beloved. This Is Us is beloved through actors, in commas, and Black Mirror is loved, obviously. The fact that it's moving drama guest actor helps it in this situation, but definitely not in the actual races themselves. So, in the order, I actually have them in the same order. So, Ron Cephas Jones, Andrew Scott, and I actually have Jason Bateman at number 3, just because I'm putting faith in The Outsider to garner that nomination, just because Jason Bateman gives such a good performance. He'll already be getting in for Ozark, so I thought they'll probably just put him in again, just because they're gangsters. Different to Reese Witherspoon, because they don't have two different subjects in the same time frame, or study bit. It's a bit different like that. Yep. Charles Dance for The Crown, he'll get in because he'll probably be playing another important citizen. So we'll have to see how that goes. I reckon he'll get good reviews. James Cromwell, he didn't get in for the first season of Succession, so I'm not sure whether he'll get in again. But if he did, I hope that they actually flesh it out a little bit, because some of the stuff was a bit out there. Okay. Gerald McCraney, he's very much inclined to winning. He's done it before. This Is Us seems like a lot of stuff. They get a lot of guest actors in. Gerald McCraney for This Is Us. He's won a previous one as well, so got the complete shebang. Dean Norris for Better Call Saul. If there was overwhelming passion for the show, as in Breaking Bad passion, then maybe, but no. Any others here? Michael J. Fox for The Good Fight. He's never got in for The Good Fight. The Good Fight's never got in for anything. Even though they put up a good fight here. I think it's actually going to go to Robert Forster for Amazing Stories, just because he's just recently passed, and I think it would be a fitting tribute to him to give him this Primetime Emmy Creative Award one, whatever. Yeah, so that's cool. Does that cover all the people that I have? Yes, it does. Oh, no, it doesn't. Coming in at number... What the hell? Maybe he's further... Oh, yeah, he's further up. Martin Shaw for The Morning Show. He plays very uncharacteristically pervy, not necessarily funny. So it's a new role for him, and depending on how much of the show the voters have seen will determine on whether some of these actors or actresses actually get in or not. So it'll be interesting in that aspect. So in order I have Ron Cephas Jones, Andrew Scott, Jason Bateman for The Outsider, Charles Dance for The Crown, Martin Short for The Morning Show, and Robert Forster for Amazing Stories. Guest categories, just go with your gut. Don't second guess yourself, because you're never correct when you second guess. Alright. That does it. All done and dusted. Alright, so that was an absolute mess. I apologise. It's late at night, but I want to get this stuff out to you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed this kind of thing. If you don't, I'd say don't persevere, because they're all going to be the exact same. I'm not going to be changing it up. It's just for those who like to listen about the race themselves without having to look at a screen. But if you do want to look at a screen, I've just started up the YouTube account. It's called Pong Fiction. It's got our little logo on it. Loads of fun. It's got the podcasts on there. They're all uploaded a day after they're on the podcast. The beauty of the YouTube will be that it has a comment section, so you can comment on movie suggestions, how annoying we are, yada yada yada. That would be appreciated. You could also chuck us a follow or subscribe. That'd be sick. Thank you again for 100 listens. I'll check now how many we're actually on now exactly. But I know that we're doing very well. Still 101 downloads. So very thankful for that. The drama side is now complete. And I'll be coming at you with limited series in the next episode. Limited series and TV movie. And on that note, stay Charles Danson. How many Julias have you garnered?